Good morning, Facebook. This is Adam Ashba, Hondros College instructor and broker of Ashmont Realty, and we're going to do a double header today, so I'm excited. We're actually going to be going live twice today. At 12 o'clock, we're going to be interviewing a very recent test passer, Jamie Campbell, at 12. So log in at 12. You can ask her any questions you want live. But today, I wanted to share this with you. We had someone that's part of the group that took her test yesterday, and I want to go over the topics of, so when you're studying, the thing that's very important when you study is I want you to study what's important, what's going to be tested most heavily on the exam. So that's what we're going to cover, that information right after our sponsors. All right, guys, this was shared with me from a member on our group, and she took her test yesterday. So it'd be June 8th, 2022. And this is a breakdown of how the state is testing, not only from the national standpoint, but also the state test. Because remember, there's two sections of the test. So I'm going to show you that right now. Okay. Now, I know it's a little small. All right. We've done this before. We did it about a month ago, but I want to keep doing this about every month to see if the state has changed or weighted things differently, because they do that. So we want to make sure we stay, very, on top of it. So it's going to be a little hard to read. So if you need to pause the video, because this will be on the Facebook page, but if you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that. All right. And then just blow this up. So the first section we're going to look at is the national section. All right. Now, the things I want to look at, again, it's going to be hard to read on this video, especially if you're looking at a mobile device. And if you guys have any questions, we're live, so you can put any questions or comments below. We'll be happy to answer those while we're chatting here. So, again, we're talking about the topics that are covered in the real estate exam as of yesterday, Wednesday, June 8th. All right. So national, it seems pretty consistent from last month. But if you see, look up the right where it says max score, go down that list. That's the very far right column where it says max score. So property ownership was 6 questions. Land use controls and regulations were 4. Valuation and market analysis was 6. Now, financing, that was 8. So there's a decent amount of questions there. Look at the next ones. Any double-digit content you need to study hard on. Let's look at general principles of agency. That's always weighted heavy. She had 10 of those questions. Got 9 out of 10 of those. So good job on that. So property disclosures was 5. If you look next, contracts. So all you Hondros people out there, there's in law book 2, contracts. 14 questions were asked on contracts. So that's pretty heavy. Leasing and property management, that's always very low. She only had 2. Transfer of title was 6. Practice of real estate, another double digit. That was 11. Make sure you spend some time on the practice of real estate. That was 11. And last but not least, she thought she had 10, but she actually had 8. 8 math questions. Okay. 8 math questions. Actually, that's a little on the heavy side. Okay. Because most people only have anywhere from 5 to 10. So she was definitely on the heavy side, and she thought that when she got out of there. So math, don't spend a ton of time on math, guys, even if you're really bad at it. Okay, a lot of the math, just take your time. and just work your way through it, because a lot of it is fairly easy if you just slow down and read the question. Most people say only 2 or 3 questions seem really hard, and then you just do process of elimination. All right. So let's jump into the second slide. This is the state. This is the state section. All right. Remember, the state section is only 40 questions, and this is pretty easy. So if you guys pass the national and still need to focus on the state, then that's a good thing. National seems to get agents lately. So let's look at the state section. Again, much shorter test. Look at this. 40 questions. 30 of them covered 2 topics. So the first is state governance and real estate profession was 4. Okay, not much. 10% of the test. Licensing requirements, 6. Okay, that you better, there's a lot of stuff in there, continuing in ed, post licensing, all that kind of stuff. The last 2, look how heavy this is, and did a very good job on licensing law. 15 out of 16, that's really good. But 16 questions on license law and rules of Ohio Real Estate Commission. 16 questions. The next section was broker relationship, agency. That is super important. Agency. Okay, that was 14. So out of those 2, the bottom 2 was 30. So 30 out of 40 questions were over those 2 topics. Okay, and so make sure you study those 2 topics very well, because if you do, more than likely you're going to pass your state portion of the real estate exam. So thanks for watching. I just wanted to share that because I think it's really important to keep an eye on the state, how they're testing and weighing things heavily more than others. It's very consistent, guys, kind of month after month. It's been the same, but they like to definitely trip us up on it. So but with that being said, thank you guys. And again, make sure you join us at noon today. We have a very special guest, a member of this group, and it was a student of mine at Hondros. And she did a really good job and passed her test. And we're gonna bring her on, Jamie Campbell, at noon today, and she's gonna go over all these tips and everything, and covering that. To maybe give you an edge on passing your real estate exam. So have a great morning, everybody. Hope to see you at noon. If not, you can watch the video on Facebook as well. And we will see you guys all shortly.